Now we began Genesis 12, right? And so the three promises then are great nation, great name. So Genesis 12. Nation, name, and then 3 worldwide blessing. Okay. Did we go backwards at all to Noah or anything like that? Okay. Just take a look for a moment with me at well, who are Noah has 3 sons. Anybody know what their names are?
Shem, Ham, Japheth.
Yeah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay. Okay, if you go back to 10:6, take a look at 10:6, chapter 10, verse 6 of Genesis. The sons of Ham are. Now, imagine if you're an ancient Israelite reading this. Right? The sons of Ham are Cush, Egypt, put Canaan. You go on further and you read about verse 14, the Philistines. The sense you get then is that this is one big family feud. So those who have enslaved us in Egypt, those who have been fighting against us, whether it's the Philistines, etc., are our brothers. Okay, that's important. That explains why this is part of it. From the beginning, all the nations of the earth, all the families of the earth, will bless themselves through Abraham's seed. Because the plan is to reunite this family that's been broken and torn apart by sin. So that's part of what these early chapters of Genesis are doing, is showing you that all the nations are one family. If you turn back with Noah in Genesis 9, Noah gets off sort of post-flood. Ham will get cursed here. He does something to Noah. It's something of an obscure narrative. Beginning in chapter 9, verse 20. Noah is drunk with wine. And then verse 22. Ham, the father of Canaan. So note the reference there. Saw the nakedness of his father and told his brothers outside. Saw the naked. Now this is the action that he brings about this curse upon him. So on the one hand, it's like, well, what did he do? He just saw his dad naked and he ran outside and told his brothers about it. What's going on? It's a difficult narrative. One way we could approach it, I'm going to just share with you. Let me just say a word about it. David, we get to it. David had one of his sons is Absalom. And King David, so this is later on, Absalom wants to challenge the throne. He drives David out of Jerusalem. He wants to challenge the throne. Does anybody know what he does, one of his first actions? To show off his authority? He sleeps with the royal harem. He sleeps with David's wives. Now, in the ancient context, the one who did that had the authority of the king. And that was a way of saying, "Hey, Jerusalem, you want to know who's king? Right here, right here." So that's what's going on there with David and Absalom. Now, jumping back to Ham and Noah, in Leviticus 18, we'll read about the same phrase, to look upon the nakedness of another. And there, in Leviticus 18, it's used in reference to incest. So what some have surmised that's happened here is that, in order to read Leviticus 18, you'll read that to look upon the nakedness of your father is to sleep with your mother. That's the way Leviticus 18 uses that as a euphemism for incest. What did Ham do then when he looked upon the nakedness of his father? Did he try to usurp the patriarchal authority by sleeping with Noah's wife? And not only did he try to usurp Noah's authority, did he try to usurp the firstborn's authority? See, Ham's not the firstborn. So it's not just Noah, but it's the authority that will go from Noah to the firstborn. So one theory is that what's happened here, to look upon, when Ham looks upon the nakedness of his father, and then tells his brother about it, and again, it's a puzzling narrative, but what's happened here may well be an act of incest, and not simply incest, but an act of usurping Noah's patriarchal authority, and thereby usurping Shem, the firstborn son's authority to be received from Noah. Something's happened because Noah reacts pretty vindictively. If you look at verse 25, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a slave of slaves shall he be to his brother." He also said, "Blessed by the Lord my God be Shem, and let Canaan be a slave. God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem." So let Japheth receive the blessings and be in covenant through the headship of Shem, and let Canaan be his slave. In 10:21, it'll refer to Shem as the eldest. So for our purposes, just note that you have Noah, and he has 3 sons. And Ham receives the curse from Noah. And we'll just put it as for looking upon the nakedness of his father. Ham fathers Canaan, Egypt, Philistine, just to name a few more well-known examples. Shem receives the blessing, and Japheth is to receive a blessing, but he really receives it through Shem, so it says, "May he dwell in the tents of Shem." And I guess just, if you are said to be anti-Semitic, you are anti-what? If you're anti-Semitic, you're I think we all know the answer. You're anti-Jewish, right? Where does that come from? Well, you're anti-Shem. That's where the word comes from. Okay, so again, this would be, in Genesis 9, 10, and 11 would be extremely powerful to an ancient Israelite enslaved by Egypt to read that this is part and parcel of a family feud that goes back here.